It's noon here in Ventnor, New Jersey, my last night in Ventnor, New Jersey for a while. And this is news that you can use from YAA with your hosts, Zach and Ray. Zach, how the heck are you today?
I'm on the wrong side of the screen, so that means we're going to do this quick.
Pops, I think someone's at the door. Can you let him in?
Oh my God, the F&I goddess herself, Miss Kimberly Kline, everybody.
You weren't expecting me today. Can I have a cup of coffee, please?
Oh, absolutely. Did you want cream and sugar or would you like that black?
Well, cream and sugar would be great. And vanilla with a little espresso and extra foam, please.
Let me see what I can do.
Thanks.
Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for being here with us. Justice, great job over on the YAA Electric channel. Always enjoy watching your show. Slippy here is with us. Mike is here. Intelligent Car Buying, Jay Nagamy. We've got Donald here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Happy Friday to each of you. We are going to kick today's show off with good news, gang. How does that sound?
I would love some good news, Zach.
Oh, and we've got
Okay.
Skylar saying, anyone else having sound issues? If you're having sound issues, let us know. We've got new mics for our dear
We
friends
do.
on the show.
We do.
Oh, Skylar, you can't do that. You can't do that. Okay, just me.
Oh,
Got it fixed.
Skylar, you faked me
having
out. I'm so
flashbacks.
stressed, and you just faked me out. I got new equipment going on, Skylar. You just sent me over the edge. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Skylar. We totally needed that. We are going to dive right in, guys. Cox Automotive, Mannheim, they published this data just yesterday. Wholesale used vehicle prices declined substantially in August. We had a month-over-month 4% decline in used car prices at the wholesale auctions, the largest month-over-month decline ever recorded by Mannheim, and that dates back to my birth year, 1995. Pops, I know we
Wow.
talked about this a bit in our Black Book video, and Miss Kimberly Kline want to get your take on it as well. We are seeing wholesale used car prices crash. I mean, am I being hyperbolic by saying that, Dad? You roll your eyes at me so much, man. I love it.
you being hyperbolic, yeah, you must have been the greatest baby ever born.
Oh, happy Friday.
Crash. I don't know that I would call it a crash, but I think I might call it the start of a correction. They're both C words, but one is a lot softer than the other. The good news is that in the first week of September, we've seen another 1% decline in wholesale values. So over the last 5 weeks, that's almost a 5% decline in wholesale values that dealers are paying at the auction. Crash, no. Correction, I think yes.
Kimberly, what do you think?
Before you can call it a crash, we need to see more data. We need to see more. We need to play the waiting game, the patient waiting game, to see that little drop at the end of that graph there come down a bit lower. And I love this question from Josh Bicor. Do you think that that's it. Do you think the next interest rate hike will accelerate the drop in used car prices? Great question. Personally, I do think that. I do think it. That doesn't make it so.
No, but Kimberly, I'm going to spur both of you guys with something brand new that I didn't queue up at all, and it has to do with interest rates.
Oh, God. God.
Thank you. I do, though, before we hop over there, I want to pull up this piece of information from the Cox Automotive data. They're saying that the MMR, so let me read it out here. Over the month of August, daily MMR retention, which is the average difference in price relative to current Mannheim market report, averaged 98.3%, meaning market prices were below MMR values. That's the first time that's happened in about 18 months. The average daily sales conversion rate increased to 50.5%, which was below normal for the time of year. For example, the sales conversion rate averaged 56.4% in August of 2019. The lower conversion rate indicated that the month saw buyers with more bargaining power for the time of year. This is the same exact phenomena that Black Book is picking up on, which is cars are not as many cars at the wholesale auctions are selling because the price floors are too high. So I think Michael has hit the nail on the head. Crash, decline is better, but the crash is the clickbait. I mean, regardless of how you look at it, we are starting to see what could potentially be a crash because those indicators,
Yes,
those
it could be.
forward-looking
Yeah,
indicators are there.
it could be. It could be a crash. I agree with Zach. It could be a
Oh,
crash
yeah.
because the indicators are there.
Indicators.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're there. It could be a crash. I think it's way too soon. This is too premature to decide whether or not it's a crash. But yeah, as interest rates go up, the bargaining power is going to come back into play, I feel. And wouldn't it be crazy if we came back next Friday and that little hook on the graph went straight up again? I mean, because that would tell us it's not a crash. But
May I say one thing?
Sure.
The last really crash that I remember was, I believe, 2008, the Great Recession. Some might even call it a depression. But the Great Recession, that was 14 years ago. You were 13 at that time, Zach. And so that your understanding of a crash is trying to say this nicely, minimal. So could this be a crash? Yeah, if we continue to see 5 and 6% declines in wholesale values over the next 60 days, as opposed to over the next 12 months, maybe. But you are truly hyperbolic. But I love that about you because it brings out an enthusiasm that we desperately need in our country.
We
today.
do, and I agree. Yes.
we do not need more hyperbolic people. I will pull up Mike's comment and then I want to share the screen and throw a surprise at both of you because happy Friday. Mike says dealerships are still sitting on overpriced used inventory and are reluctant to provide any meaningful reductions. If you do not see retail prices dropping in your area, that is exactly the reason why. But this is a big but. You can and you should go negotiate. You have more leverage than before. And that has to do, Miss Kimberly Kline, with what you were commenting on before. Interest rates not only affect consumer demand because it becomes more expensive to buy a vehicle, it also affects the dealer's pocketbook and their checkbook because they're paying more floor plan interest on the vehicles they are holding on their lot.
Exactly. Little side note, I ran into one of my most favorite sales managers in the grocery store last night. I have not seen him for years, and I ran into him last night. Oh my gosh, it was so good to see him. But without getting into detail, he did say, here's where I've been. I've been working at the Toyota store. And of course, then all of this craziness has happened, and we have never made so much money in all our lives. He won't be quitting anytime soon. He's rolling in it right now. The entire dealership is rolling in it right now. So keep that in mind too, that the PVRs or the per vehicle retails are still ridiculously high.
I concur with that, but I also believe that the cost for a lot of dealerships out there, the cost of sitting on used inventory that they substantially overpaid for 6 or 8 weeks ago. We talk, one of the things we talk about in the industry is what's known as or referred to as an aging policy for pre-owned cars. Dealerships understand traditionally either when they trade a used car or they buy a used car at the auction, that it's only going to decline in value from that day forward. It's going to depreciate. That's the highest value that car's going to have was the day they bought it. And it's only going to go down in value. So most dealerships have somewhere between a 45 to 90 day aging policy for their dealerships. What that means at a dealership that's a 45-day aging policy, if they have not sold that vehicle within 45 days on a retail level, they will then sell it on a wholesale level, and they will take whatever loss they have to take to get out of the vehicle. Other dealerships might have a 60-day aging policy, and some have a 90-day policy. So if dealerships are still sitting on cars that they bought 8 weeks ago, what's 8 times 7 is what, 56?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, don't
I
put me
can't
on
do
the
the math,
spot.
but
Yes.
No, it's 56.
so they are rapidly approaching their 60-day aging policy. So they can either retail it at a reduced rate to a retail customer or wholesale it at a huge loss at the auction to another a dealership. So the smart dealers that subscribe to an aging policy would take a shorter retail deal to give their finance department, people like you, Kimberly, who used to do finance insurance, the opportunity to make back some of the upfront profit that they had to give up to sell the car. So
No pressure.
yeah, and so that's what I think. That's what I think's going to happen. So those at a certain point, those dealerships have to say, "Hey, it's time to be more aggressive on how we either price it or be more aggressive on how we're willing to negotiate the price that we're asking for it, because they're going to take a bigger loss at the auction than they would selling at retail."
Mm-hmm.
I want to comment. Justice is here in the chat. If you are not a YAA member, go to joinyaa.com and sign up. Become a member. Justice is one of our auto experts helping community members navigate their car deals. Great perspective here. Thank you for this, Justice. Advertised rates aren't down much, but negotiations on used vehicles are much easier now. However, and let's put a bow on this here. Kimberly, to your point, we are coming down, like we're starting to catch the knife as it's falling down, but we're still like way up at the top here. You're mentioning your colleagues, your friends who still work at dealerships making more money than ever before. Yeah, profits had hit record highs on a per vehicle basis and for the dealership as a whole. So when we make comments like now is a buyer's market for a used car, or you have more negotiating leverage, that this is 100% true. But the watermark is coming down from an all-time high. So you just have to recognize that. Take all of this and put a little lens of perspective on it before you think, oh, I'm going to get the ultimate deal on something, or the dealer is going to lose money on this deal. Maybe, but probably not, because we're coming from all-time highs.
Exactly. We're still up there. Yes, we're still up there, Zach.
No, sorry. I want to. This is what I do. This is a Friday show. I got to just show you stuff that neither of you have seen. You ready?
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
I could play the breaking news alarm bell. Wait, give me a second. I'll play it. Give me 1 second. Where is it?
Whoa! Did you feel that jolt of electricity? That's breaking news.
All right, here we go, guys. Auto
Okay.
credit availability tightens again in August. This again, breaking news from Cox Automotive. Access to auto credit declined for the 4th straight month in August, according to DealerTrack Credit Availability Index for all types of auto loans. The All Loans Index declined by nearly a point to 102.5 in August, reflecting that auto credit was harder to get in the month compared to July. The decline in access in recent months, reflects conditions that were tighter than January. With the decline in August, access was looser by 4% year over year, and compared to February 2020, access was looser by 3.4%. The index in April had been the highest recorded in data going back to 2015. So we are starting to see the drop not only in wholesale used car prices and negotiability, we are also seeing the drop in access to credit to purchase those vehicles. This ties directly in, Ms. Kimberly Kline, with your comments before, or the comment that we had from a viewer and your perspective there, that you think that could drive used car prices downward even more.
I do think so.
You surprised by this?
And no, I'm not actually. And you're going to see that too, kind of like an accordion with the banks. Whenever they tighten up and loosen, it's kind of like an accordion, depending on market values and what's going on. But also keep in mind, and I don't have it in front of me, I'm not as prepared as you are, Zach, but also keep in mind that, believe it or not, credit worthiness is getting better. Yes, we still have subprime loans. We have a ton of subprime loans. That's going to, in my opinion, with repos happening, values dropping, if they crash, like we're talking about, it's going to create a mess for a lot of people with their credit. But all in all, people are doing a little bit better on their credit. And I would encourage you to do that. As we said many times, take the time. If you have to order a vehicle or something, take the time to repair your credit, because the banks are tightening up and their requirements are going to be more restrictive as well. So save some cash.
If I can piggyback on that,
Yeah.
I would think the banks are watching what's going on
Oh, yeah.
at the wholesale auctions, and they realize that the values are coming down, are correcting, which has to impact how much they're willing to finance
Yep.
in the future. So that, especially for the cars that dealers have been sitting on for the 6, 7, 8 weeks, that they've dramatically overpaid for. The bank's not going to bail them out as quickly as in the past, because they're seeing the values go down. They realize they can't continue to afford to loan as much against those vehicles as they had been. So yeah, the credit's going to tighten because, well, the value of the collateral is dropping. And so that'll impact what happens. That'll impact sales. That'll give you, as a consumer, some additional leverage, because you can look the dealer in the eye and go, you know what? Even if I said yes to what you're asking, the bank's probably going to say no to what we're going to need to finance. So if you'd like to put this deal together, you're going to have to keep it in the confines of what the bank will approve. And that will probably be a couple, $2,000-$3,000 less than what you're asking for the vehicle.
There you go. Use that as a negotiation tool. Yes, Ray. I love that. And also, on the heels of that, I was just going to say, I've said this a million times before, stash some cash away as a down payment. If you have to buy a car right now, make sure you have a healthy down payment.
Yes.
To that point, let's pull it up right here. How'd you know, Kimberly? That's exactly where I was going. The credit availability factors in August mostly moved against consumers. The average yield spread on auto loans widened, so rates consumers saw on auto loans were less attractive in August relative to bond yields. The average auto loan rate increased by 23 basis points in August compared to July. And here you go, Kimberly, right here. The approval rate fell, the subprime share declined, and the down payment share increased, which worked against consumer access to credit in August as well. The only factor to move in support of consumers in August were an increase in loan terms and an increase in the share of loans with negative equity. This paragraph, it's buried down here. I mean, there's a couple hundred folks here with us. That paragraph should be on like the nightly news, because that is like the foreshadow 101. The only positive signs for consumer credit were the loan terms were longer and they were able to roll in more negative equity. You're telling me that's the positive?
That's great. Yay, that's great for consumers.
Yes.
It reminds me a lot of that NADA FTC video, but that's for later. But
it's almost as if that paragraph is saying every car loan should come with a coffin, because you are now buried in that car.
You are buried. You know what, Ray? I know you know this, but whenever somebody would leave the finance office and they took option A, so, every single product, an extra $8,000 on top of their loan, and we would say, I hope that they don't come back here, to buy their next car, because I'm going to have to take that negative equity and get it. Yeah. Get it done again.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump here to the chat for a quick second. We've got from Enterprise saying, did Ray say on average 45 to 60 days for a dealer to finally take a wholesale hit, which means those hits might start rolling after the rate increases on the 20th? One of the interesting things here that I'll simply comment is that you can track price histories when you search for cars on joinya.com. So you can see when the dealer first initially listed a vehicle for sale and how long they've had it on their lot. all there on the car search. But yeah, Dad, that's a good question. We've got a rate increase on the horizon 11 days from now, and we've got dealers who have been holding on to inventory at those thresholds. You'd expect maybe the floor to start to move down a little bit here.
I would think here's in the heyday prior to COVID.
The heyday.
You know, most dealerships probably had a 45 to 60 day aging policy. Okay, I would suspect, since they've paid way too much for so many of these cars, that they've extended that to closer to a 90-day period for their aging. It doesn't mean it's going to be any better. It just gives them an extra 30 days to try and find a retail customer for it before they ultimately end up taking it to the auction and losing money there. So I would think in today's world, in today's market, that most dealerships are okay with a 90-day aging policy as opposed to a 45 or 60-day policy. But that, having said that, that doesn't mean that there aren't still dealerships out there that believe very strongly in a 45 to 60-day turn rate for their pre-owned cars. They don't want to be they know that the highest value of that car was the day they acquired it, and it's just dropping from that point forward. And with what we've seen over the past 5 weeks at the auctions, that drop has accelerated. And dealers recognize that. They realize that. The smart dealers really realize that and are probably making price adjustments on the retail side or telling their managers to be more aggressive in being willing to negotiate and take a deal. Dealers who have never experienced anything like this before are the ones that are going to get caught holding the bag and might find themselves out of business at a certain point because they didn't realize the importance of cash flow, taking your loss, taking that money then and turning it into something that you can buy for less and retail so you can recoup some of that loss.
For sure. You guys mind if we switch gears really quickly?
No, I love switching gears.
Switch the gear. Oh, really?
Really? You gotta be kidding me.
All right, Kimberly, you mentioned it, so we got to go there. We are not going to watch it here all together. We actually, by the time you're watching this, well, this goes out on Sunday and all. Anyway, we did a reaction video. You will be able to watch my dad and I react to this video that I'm about to pull up on the screen on Sunday, or excuse me, on Saturday. But Kimberly, you mentioned this. You shared this with me on Slack internally. The National Automobile Dealers Association, they put out a video how the FTC proposal will hurt car shoppers. Now, the big points in this video, let's give them their credit. Their big points in this video is that it's going to add paperwork and it's going to take longer to do car deals. Like those are pretty much. Were there other pieces that you caught up that?
No, they even specified 3 additional documents. Just so y'all know out there, yes, it's going to add 3 additional documents. People.
So they made this really fancy video. I wanted to get your take on it. Obviously, you've watched it. So yes, their whole premise is there's 3 additional documents that consumers would have to sign, and it's going to be all this paperwork for dealers. Obviously, Monday is the last day for public comment. What was your take when you watched the NADA's video?
You know what? All you have to do is read the comments underneath of it. What were they thinking by putting a YouTube video out there that what were they thinking? Consumers are just going to buy into this? That's what I was thinking the whole time I was watching it. They really make it. No, you know what, Zach? They don't even make it seem like it's going to be a real hassle. It's just the emphasis whenever she says 3 additional documents. This is going to be so difficult. It's ridiculous. It's laughable. That video is laughable. I can't even believe they're trying to be on the consumer side here and trying to make a problem out of it.
There you go. From Martin, I'd much rather spend 2 more hours signing paperwork instead of paying $5,000 in junk fees.
Yes.
Fully support the new rules. Anyone opposed to it must have a stake in a dealership. Wow, how silly. Wrong. These rules will save customers a lot of time and money. What's the price of the car? No blank add-ons being tacked on to increase prices. This is great. The price you see online is the full
Yeah.
price of the car. Also, FTC thanks plus 100. Lol, sorry, Nada. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
They
The comments
didn't
are a very
address
good space to.
Right. They did not address once the problems, the reality of what consumers are going through. They're not, as a matter of fact, I even said it out loud. This is a huge disconnect. They're not connecting with consumers of what's really happening whenever you go to the dealership or when you're shopping for a vehicle. They're not even addressing forced ads. They're just talking about, paperwork and, oh, this is going to be so awful for you. And the costs of filing systems. It's all, it's ridiculous. So
Pops.
reading the comments was great fun.
It's the National Automobile Dealers Association. It is not the National Advocacy for Consumers Association. Just bear that in mind.
Yes.
They are there to put as good a spin as possible on what's good for the NADA,
Yep.
and not what's good for the customer. I hate to say this, but hell, it almost reminded me of political ads because it was just filled with so much BS and scare tactics. It's unfortunate. If you could there be some aspects of what the FTC is going to ask dealers to do that could be burdensome to a dealer? Yes, perhaps there could be. But the vast majority of what the FTC is asking for is going to add clarity to what it is that the consumer's doing. How can you possibly be against a rule or regulation that states, I don't know, you have to fully explain to the customer what the price is and what the price of the options are? What is wrong with that? How is that a bad thing? That at the end of the transaction, the customer could feel good about it because, well, they understood it all, as opposed to getting home and going, oh my God, look what these SOBs did to me.
Zach, yeah. Neil's comment, add a fourth document agreeing to post your sales experience on YAA.
I like that. Yeah.
And I think Phil hit it on the head here too. What's an additional 20 minutes for 3 more forms when we are waiting up to 12 months for the car itself? That's a good point. It's a really good point. I mean, anyway, I found it hilarious that the NADA put out that video. Definitely watch it. And like I said, and I screwed up at the beginning of all that, tomorrow there's a reaction video that'll be on the internet of me and my dad live reacting to it the first time we watched it.
Oh,
enjoy
good.
that. Now,
I can't wait to see that.
Friday.
May I say,
go ahead.
May I say one more thing? Why wouldn't a consumer want to spend 20 more minutes to make sure that they understand what the hell they're doing? Why would a consumer ever complain about that? They wouldn't. The only ones that would complain are the dealers because, well, they can't pull the wool over somebody's eyes when they have to fully disclose everything.
Right. And I will tell you, a finance manager should not complain. Finance managers are used to tons of paperwork. Another 1, 2, or 3 documents is nothing. And may I say one quick thing, you guys? And this kind of goes back to automotive news. I just read an article that it went up, 78% increase on digital funding.
E-signatures
funded
and
loans.
Things like that. Yes.
Okay. So that kind of ties back to all these dealerships are turning to digital funding. It's not a new thing. It's an old thing. I'm surprised more dealerships aren't already in it, but it's going up and up and up and up. Everything's going digital. What is the problem with doing some digital filing? If they're investing all this money, and let me tell you, that's not cheap, okay? The digital funding pads and all that stuff, not cheap. Why is it so difficult? Why are they making such a big deal about, oh my God, we're going to have digital filing systems? Well, you do the digital funding. You want to get our money right away, don't you?
Yeah,
you want to get our money right away, but you don't want to store the documents to get the money. That's just a little point I had to make.
Definitely. All right, let's switch gears once again. It's Friday, and that means we're going to end the week with some highlights. I'm happy to kick off, unless either of you have a win that you're if you got it. Pops, you haven't had wins for the past 3 weeks that we've done this, so no pressure. But maybe you got one this week.
Well, here's my win. I spoke to the people that will be doing my kitchen remodel.
Oh, this is wonderful.
My win is they're going to start next week.
No way.
Yippee!
No way.
Yes. So that's very
wonderful.
exciting for me. Yeah. I hope I live long enough to see them complete the damn thing. But
likewise,
my
Pops.
win.
I hope so as
That's
well. Kimberly, you got
wonderful.
one?
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, me too.
Send them down here to start on my kitchen when they're done with yours.
I'll do my best.
Along with a check, please. No. My win's going to be for Peter Wick. Peter, this is going out to you. You did a great job. I got the privilege to speak to Peter on the phone. And I love it that he found us about 6 months ago when they finally decided to purchase first new car. He did a great job. I'm just really, really proud of him. And he said on the phone, what can I do? What can I do for YAA? I said, you know what? Post your success story. Again, yeah, we love success stories, but it helps other people that are stuck and they're feeling stuck. And trust me, we get a lot of notices of this every day. I'm fed up. I'm tired of this. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's working with me. He's stuck with it. He got a fantastic new car, and I'm very proud of him. So thank you for posting that success story, Peter. Congrats.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on the screen, posted it in the chat. Pops, we can do one better than you clap, and you know what we can do.
Shefska, step approval.
Pulled out all the stops there, man. Sound effects.
Yeah.
We got the graphics on the screen.
Yeah.
Happy Friday. All right, here's my win. We're finally in a position where we can start to talk about and share what we've been working on, which is essentially it's the new membership, the new YAA membership. We'll be using a different name in the future. It'll be Car Edge, but we have an insight. There's 450 people here. Okay. This is not meant to be super public. You will not hear us talk about this on the YAA channel anytime soon. The whole purpose of me showing this here is I just want to get some feedback, some initial reaction from the folks in the room. I'll pull it up on the screen, some of the big things that we're working on. Let me get the right tab. All right, Pops, can you guys see the phone?
Yeah, I can.
That looks fantastic.
All right, so as you all probably know, if you go to joinyaa.com, you can search for cars. So we're not removing that. We're making some improvements to the filters and whatnot, but nothing too crazy there. Some of the stuff that we're working on that will be on the vehicle detail page. So when you go and you click in to a vehicle, one of the things you'll be able to do, we'll have a monthly payment calculator. Now, the monthly payment calculator, and this gets really exciting. It'll pull in the out the door price, and then you'll be able to put in how much cash down you want to do, a loan term, and an interest rate. And importantly here, you'll also be able to add your vehicles. So for example, if I add my car's value, I'll be able to choose which vehicle I have. In this case, for the demo, it's a 2018 Toyota Prius. It'll pull in the vehicle's trade value that we've got. And also we're working so that it'll actually pull in the cash offers from Vroom or Carvana or CarGurus or whatever it may be. And you'll actually be able to see what your monthly payment would be here. So in addition to obviously the information about the warranty for that, or you can get insurance quotes, and we're actually working on maintenance schedules and things like that as well. Big improvement will be that you can actually see that monthly payment. And Miss Kimberly Kline, if I may say, we were on the phone just yesterday with another credit union. Our goal here, our vision would be that you don't have to fill in this cash down loan term and interest rate. We'd actually like to connect you to one of the credit unions that we're working with so that you can get the buy rate interest rate for this loan. So that's one thing that I wanted to share. Oohs and ahs from the crowd, please.
Whoa, I love it.
Thank you. That was really well done. The other thing that we're working on, and we actually have it available now. So if you're interested in this, you can send me an email, Zach, Z-A-C-H, @joinyaa.com, and I can get you access. We've partnered with a company. We have a full interface to schedule repairs and maintenance and discounted rates for YAA members. This is really cool. I'm super stoked about this. Actually,
yes.
Laura's car needs work, and so I'm using our new our new service here. So you're able to come in, you're able to choose what services you need. Whoopsies. You're able to choose what services you need. And then ultimately at the end of the day, I've got here loaded up a Ford Explorer in my account. You can choose a shop, and I can actually demonstrate this live. So let me stop sharing a fake screen. Let me hang tight. Here we go. So I'm actually in my account, but I've only really been playing around in here. So for example, let's say we need brake pads done. I don't think I need new rotors. Let's say I need both. If I have additional comments, I can leave them. I've got 2 different vehicles in here that I was just playing around with. So we'll use a 2018 Ford Expedition. So what we've got here is the ability for you to be able to see the shops that are in your area.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And we actually have discounts off of their retail prices for members. So we've got some deals here with Goodyear, with Meineke. So let's say we wanted to work with the Goodyear. I can then book that appointment right here online.
Wow.
Get out.
And when I show up, I'll let them know that I'm with YAA. I've got my discounted rate, and you should, emphasis on should, be good to go. Obviously, this is a brand new product.
Yeah.
So like a lot of learnings. You're along the ride with us here. I think there's going to be a lot of learnings here, but we're building in. We've negotiated those discounts with those big national chains and some mom and pop shops as well. You should get those discounts. Not should, you will get those discounts. You'll have access to the enhanced features on the buying. We have the selling. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, we were talking today, Kimberly and Pops, about trying to get a car wash discount for members as well, because it's like, why not? People get car washes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the update. Please share your feedback in the chat. We've got it makes sense. November is when this is rolling out. Bodywork too. Yes, it will do bodywork. This is rolling out in November. It'll be under the Car Edge brand. So cat's out of the bag. We're going to change from YAA to Car Edge probably by like January of next year. But if you want to get access to this as a YAA member right now, please just email me, Zach@joinyaa.com, and we can help you get set up on that. I will read the chat after today's show and see what the reaction was. But oohs and ahs again from the crowd, pretty please.
What? That's so fantastic.
This is, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but this is earth shaking.
It really is. Did you see how you can schedule? I got to
Yes.
tell you, that really turns me on, that schedule button. The fact that you can schedule right there from your phone for your vehicle at the facility that you're getting the discounted price from, and I can schedule it too? What?
And it's connected to CarWiser, so you'll always know the actual cash offers from all the dealers who want to buy your car. And you'll be able to pull that in if you're buying another car in case you want to sell it. So it's in that monthly payment calculator. And obviously, we're working to bring on the credit union so that you can finance through it's all finally starting to come together. And the whole premise here, whole premise is you pay to become a member. You get everything at members only prices, and you don't have to worry about getting screwed because we set it up. So I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm really excited.
Super stoked. Super stoked. Justice is too.
Yeah, and there's so much opportunity down the line. And so is my dad. Let's go.
Yeah. Who
Isn't
knew?
the coolest
Who knew
thing
when we started this nonsense 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, that we would really move in such a direction that we're actually helping people on a daily basis and then enhancing that so that we can help save them millions, if not billions of dollars over their life, the group as a lifetime savings, whether it comes to repairs or insurance or financing. I mean, to be able to go to a credit union and get the buy rate and nobody marks it up. We don't get a percentage. Nobody marks it. You get the buy rate. I mean, that right there is worth the price of admission, for goodness sake. So yeah, the direction you're taking this company is pretty damn amazing.
I would like to add to that back whenever you two started, you just wanted to help people, save some money for people. Fast forward to today, look how much money YAA has saved people through your education, first and foremost. You may. I'm just thinking back when you first started. Remember, whenever you guys, I love when you tell the stories about you tried the car broker service. You wanted to help people that way, and
Can we
you know
go
you were.
down memory lane for a second here,
Let's
Kimberly?
do
Because
it. Let's do it.
and
Yes.
thank you everyone. I'm reading the chat as it's coming through. Awesome ideas, and there's so much extension here. I just want to be really clear. The way we will always make money will be we will charge you to be the customer. So the like Pops, you were saying, it would be at buy rate and we wouldn't get a percentage of the loan. Kimberly, we were literally on a call. We will not name the credit union because I don't know if we're disclosed to say, but like we've talked to many credit unions, and this is public knowledge. Everyone knows this. The way that dealerships make money when they sell financing is they mark up the loan, right? But the rate that you get is not the rate that the dealer got it for. Well, typically that can be from 1% to 2%, 100 to 200 basis points on the loan. So our whole pitch to the credit unions is you're currently paying, I don't know, 1% to 2% to the dealer. Instead, give our member just the 1%, and we won't mark it up at all. But the only people who get access to it are our members. Like, it becomes cheaper for them. So it's like the whole world wins if we're able to really make this work. Now, that being said, the original days, Dad, if you can tilt a little bit, I think it's to your right. That couch behind you is where I slept. I mean, I slept on that couch.
Yep.
You hated me, and we were trying to broker 100 car deals. It was insane.
I didn't. Well, yeah, I didn't like how much you were making me work. What I hated was the fact that I normally go to bed somewhere between midnight and 1 a.m. And Zach, God bless him, I don't want to say that he goes to bed early. I don't want to suggest that maybe he's a party pooper. But, you know, at like 8:30 at night, he's going, man, bedtime. Well, the only place I have
we
a
were
TV,
working 14-hour days trying to do car deals.
It doesn't matter. The only place I have a TV is across from my sofa. So if I wanted to watch TV, I couldn't because, I don't know, somebody who just said, I'm moving in, okay, just showed up on my doorstep and said, happy birthday. I'm your birthday present. Okay. I mean, I started going to bed at 9 o'clock at night.
All right. That's so
Hey,
funny.
Can I share one thing?
Yes.
Let me share one thing. We are actually piloting right now. So if you want someone to do all the car buying and negotiating for you, all that stuff, where we started like 2.5 years ago, if you want someone to do that for you, we're piloting with a company right now. Because ideally, if you think about the direction we're going with Car Edge and the membership, those brokers, they want to pay us. I mean, they hit us up probably every other day. I get emails saying, hey, send leads to us. And we always say no, because I don't want to get paid from you. And I don't know if your services are good. But as we go towards Car Edge, one of the things I'm interested in is if someone wants a broker service, why not give them a members only price on the broker service? So if the broker is willing to pay us $100 to send them, a customer, well, how about we actually just offer to our members $100 discount on broker services? So we're piloting with a company right now. If you want a car broker, please email me, zach@joinya.com. We'll connect you with them. It's a pilot. I mean, I don't know if they're the right fit. That's why we're not marketing it or anything like that. But ideally, in the future, we actually will have a broker service. So we'll have not only the coaching, which is the auto experts like Justice and Phil and Mario and Kimberly, yourself and Ashley. We'll have our team. We will coach you on how to get the car deal. We will coach you through selling the car. We will coach you through pretty much anything. I think we are pretty much, we try to help as much as we can. But if you just want someone to do it for you, we want to have a network of people that we can turn to and offer members only pricing for that. And for you to know that we're not making money from that. You get it because you're a member. So just wanted to lob that out there. But it's testing days because brokers are shady. I mean, I hate to say it, but brokers are a little scary to work with.
They are. And, this would be for the person that just simply is at wit's end, doesn't want to have any part of education, doesn't want to know how to do it, just wants somebody else to do it for them.
Can I ask a quick question, Zach? People would pay a membership fee, and those that pay a membership fee, would they pay us a profit on items that they might buy from us, or would the profit structure be changed if you're a full-fledged member?
Yeah, it's Costco, man. It's entirely Costco. So like, will we make money? Probably. Like, we'll probably need to make like somewhat, I'll say 5%. Like when we sell something, we're going to need to make 5% because that covers the credit card transaction fees and things like that. But it's Costco. Like, we don't make money by selling you dog food. We make money because
Right.
you're a member. That's the whole premise. And the idea would be that, as we've built YAA, it's always been car buying. We want to move into, we'll help you buy the car, and we are the trusted source for buying the car. Every aspect of your vehicle, you should be spending less money on, and we can help you find efficiencies there. And that's the membership. So it's like a Costco card for your car. I mean, honestly, there's a future state, not a today thing, not today, but like most people probably don't even need AAA because they have roadside assistance through their extended warranty, manufacturer warranty, credit card. Like, I actually want to compete with AAA down the line. Not today. But no, it'd be great if we can just get everything in one place and just save people money and take away all the BS, all the inefficiencies. We're doing the same thing in the insurance side. We're going to have, it's a lot of work because insurance is so heavily regulated, but you can have members only insurance rates. You absolutely can. Costco does it right now. They work directly with American families. We're doing the same thing. We're trying to get deals with Progressive, with Travelers, with Liberty Mutual. So the whole idea would be members get members only rates. It's cheaper for everyone. It brings efficiency. You don't have to worry about getting screwed. So yes, you hit the nail on the head, Dad.
Very cool.
And I would like to add that I love whenever we're in our credit union meetings and Zach says, look, we don't want to make money. And the credit union people are looking at Zach like, okay, well, we want to be a part of this, and they see how YAA is helping people and they really get it. Their enthusiasm to join up with YAA is exciting.
Yeah, it really is. Tony, I see in the chat, I see some of the other messages as well. My email, again, is zach@joinyaa.com. So please, like, if you've got investor, I will happily hear from anyone with regards to that. November is when this is all coming out as Car Edge, so stay tuned for that. If you want access to the things that we were talking about here with YAA, just email me and we can get you access. The repair and maintenance piece is like truly fantastic. I'm so stoked about that. Did I have anything else? I feel like I may have had something else, but I guess we're good. We good, guys? We good? Happy Friday?
Happy Friday, I say.
I'm happy. I got to finish packing up so I can move back tomorrow.
Yeah, Dad'll be back in Bethesda. We're going live 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, Pops. I can't wait. Side by side. Maybe we'll do phone calls. I can't figure out how to do phone calls remotely, so maybe we'll do phone calls together.
Well, I'll be there.
That would be great. I can't wait to see that. And I can't wait to see your reaction video, too, to NADA. That's going to be fun. But thank you for having me. Thanks for having me today, guys.
Oh, and if everyone can, please comment in the chat about how great Kimberly's audio is today, because that mic looks fantastic in your setup, and I want to just hear. I want to make sure.
Does it sound okay?
And yes,
Does
YAA
it sound
memberships
better?
will carry over to Car Edge.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I do hope you can hear me clearly. Would you like to have some ASMR, maybe?
Yes, please.
Listen. Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay, that's for another channel and another time. Gain slightly high.
We can. Wait, let's play. We can play. Okay. Well,
we can do that. Thank you for that. Finance ASMR. Yes, Alex. What a great idea. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
Glasses are looking good. There we go.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. YA ASMR, the future. Yeah, that's a great idea.
We
Zach,
do. Kimberly, did you? Wait. No. I'll have a great time, Kimberly. Wait one more second.
Yes.
Did you hear the new content series that me and my dad are going to start doing?
No, I'm afraid. What is it?
Pops?
We're going to do man in the street interviews. We're gonna walk up to people with a camera and a microphone. We're going to ask if it's okay to ask them a couple questions about the car that they're driving, find out what they're driving, find out how much they paid for it, and how much their monthly payment is. And then, knowing me, I'll probably have some smart ass remark to make about the car that they're driving, or why they're paying so damn much money. Yeah. What is wrong with you? But yes, that'll be.
My gosh. I love that so much. That is so great. Let us know in the chat if you like that idea too, because you know what, Zach? I'm going to start doing that over here in my area. I'm going to start walking up to people and doing the same thing. How much did you pay? And tell me about your experience in the finance office. Do you have a copy of your paperwork, or have you lost your paperwork? Have you really looked? Did you look at those documents before you signed them? All these questions. I think that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
fun.
love it too, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Oh God, sorry. One last guy. Anti-ASMR with Pops. Yeah, you're telling me, Alex. All right, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern over on the
How
YAA channel.
fun.
Kimberly, have a great weekend. Pops, thanks for your time as always. See you guys soon.
Thank you.
Yes, everybody
Yes.
have a great weekend, and we'll be back here again Monday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, with more news that you can use from YAA. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you back here Monday.
Thank you, guys.